In the John A. Paulson Athletic Center, NYU students take to the wrestling mats for their weekly judo club practice. Meeting every Tuesday and Thursday for the past 12 years, the club's routine is built on repetition. Crawling, falling, and above all, throwing. For many members, the culture of the club is what keeps them coming back.
The people here are very special. You fight other people, you grapple with other people, but they're all really humble. They're all really willing to get back up again.
It feels a lot more friendly here. It definitely feels like a family. These are people you learn with, rather than people you're trying to like beat up and send to the hospital.
One of the club's core principles has been maintaining an open approach to training, where men and women drill techniques and spar together each session. Judo is one of the few sports to prioritize gender equality as strongly as it has, with the International Judo Federation setting the same number of weight divisions for men and women, ensuring equal Olympic participation, and identical payouts at top international competitions. And yet, women still make up only 1/3 of practitioners worldwide, a gap that the NYU Judo Club hopes to change closer to home.
As women, like a lot of back in the day, every time we try to like get into something that's very male dominated, every time we make a mistake, it's like a stain on all women. It's like that kind of limits us and how we learn. So we're afraid of making mistakes. In our club though, our coaches really emphasize like going for the throw, making that mistake so that you can learn and stop caring about if you're gonna make a mistake or look bad in front of a bunch of guys. Like you're not the ambassador for all women. You're just you. It's okay to be imperfect so that you can learn.
Sensei need it!
Head sensei Devin Cohen, a lifelong judoka with over 50 years of experience, has been helping students of the Judo Club to grow since it was founded at Polytechnic University. After the school merged with NYU and later became the Tandon School of Engineering, the club became a staple of NYU's combat sports community, growing into a dedicated membership of more than 100 students today.
And you see students from all over the campuses, and they all come together to do this common thing that builds community on the campus, that teaches them a skill and a sport that they can carry for life. Friends they make here when they're white belts will, many of them, be some of their best friends 30 years, 40 years, 50 years from now.
Building a community that lasts is central to the Judo Club's mission, one that was instilled in Cohen by his former sensei, Rusty Kanokogi. As a pioneer of women's judo, Kanokogi organized the first Women's World Judo Championship in 1980 and spent decades pushing for the sport's inclusion in the Olympics until it was finally achieved in 1992. Her impact has been carried forward by athletes like Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison.
Kayla was born into a world in which women's judo was already in the Olympics. She didn't have to believe that doors would be closed to her in sport. But the fact that we have student leadership that cares about judo, who can really identify this as a place that has built community for them, right? They're our best ambassadors. We're super fortunate in that way that we have great female role models and that we have a club that is open and inviting to women, whether they want to be competitive players or recreational players.
Club president Magnolia Barria, known simply by her peers as Leah, has supported students as a friend and role model because of how the club helped her in fulfilling her own identity.
Being a trans woman in sport is both something that's kind of very frowned upon and also something that's kind of rare. So having to step up into that position as a club president, some people might shy away from that, but I think it's important. I'm not ashamed of who I am, so I want to make sure that people know that, there's a place for people like me in judo, and there's a place for women in general. I really do see myself as a sort of a big sister to a lot of the other women in the club.
Even right now, Leah's continuously supporting me and just sort of being that friend that I need. And I feel like the community is just really strong because there is someone for everyone to lean on, and it helped me become more confident in what I was doing inside and outside of judo.
The people who are there are on your side, even if the structure is not. Even though I can't compete in divisions aligned with my gender identity, I don't personally have too much of a problem with it because in my judo community, people have been very supportive of who I am as a person. I remember stepping in that very first time, it was like, hedging the question of like, is this an okay space for me to be in? And she said, yes, like whoever you are, we will take you. You have a place here.
But beyond these spaces, that sense of belonging isn't always guaranteed for trans athletes. In 2024, NCAA President Charlie Baker testified that among 510,000 athletes competing at the college level, fewer than 10 were transgender. And with the Trevor Project reporting that more than 2/3 of LGBTQ youth don't participate in sports due to fear of discrimination, Leah believes that spaces like the Judo Club are essential.
Because sports are really divided by gender, especially men's sports, it can be really hard to come to terms with your gender identity while being active in sport. Inclusion isn't really something that's hard. Doing it actively, sure, but being able to take that first step is not. And so that was a big part of my early transition because I was doing judo in conjunction with talking to doctors and talking to therapists and coming out to my family eventually. This all happened within the span of 6 months. Judo was there for me. Judo has been there for me. I tell people all the time, judo is what keeps me sane. And I really do believe that.
Reed Ounjian, NYU Local.